Yes.
No.
Highly annoying.
Well, I'll show you the proper way to bump a dent. You start off, you assess your damage, which would be however bad your dent is, decide if it's fixable or if you're going to leave it. It's R&R or RIR, which is remove and repair, or move and replace. And to start off, before you can do anything to your dent, you need to clean it off, wax and grease remover. It's just to get off all the grease and whatever so you don't sand it into your sandpaper and waste your paper. And I did one step ahead when I did this, is I did another dent and I already have it sanded, so, because I couldn't get a air compressor in here and go ahead and do that. So then, you have to get your dent within a 1/16 of an inch, because you can't fill more than a 1/16 of an inch deep, because it's just not supposed to. Your filler won't hold, it'll crack. And then, I can't get to this one. So then there's two different ways that you can do filler, or fix a dent, which the original, like a lot of the people that have like the old street rods and stuff, they'll do metal finish, which is pick and file, which I couldn't find my pick hammer when I brought it up here to do this today, so I had to bring a file hammer with a dolly. But what you do is, the skill of it, you can't look at your dent. You have to get your dent from underneath. You have to hit where it's low. So can I get to it? And what you'd have is a pick hammer, rather than what this is, it comes to a point. And you hit real gently, 2 or 3 taps at one spot where you see it's low, which is right here where there's still paint. This area is still real low. So you come in here from underneath and you try to find it, tap a couple times, you come ahead and you get to your file. You start taking off the metal, and it'll shave off where it's higher than this, you'll shave off. So that's what a lot of the skill with this is. A lot of people take off too much metal and they thin this metal out to put holes in their fenders rather than just fixing a dent. So it's more so for the skilled body technicians. It's a lot more time consuming, but in the long run it's a better procedure. So then I mixed up some filler and I showed a couple different ways. When you spread your filler, you have to take time. You can't just spread filler on and make it look like this, because you're never going to get it. You're going to be working at it for hours. So then I need people to come up and feel this, but this is, I spread just the filler over a dent. All these dents were the same size. I spread the filler over this dent, just filler. It's just laid on how it came off the spreader. And this is exactly how you don't want it.
Oh, I'm sorry, am I supposed to go out?
Anybody that wants to, come on up.
And then, for the next dent, I started sanding. I did not finish the dent. The dent's not right, which is what this dent would be. And a lot of people probably won't feel it. They'll think this feels good. But if you rub your hand right through here, there's a lot of wobbles in it. And it's not smooth. So then, the next dent I went ahead. I finished the dent. I primed it last night, which is why they brought the primer gun, so I could show you what it is. And if you come up and feel this dent, it peeled a little, or the clear peeled a little bit yesterday when I sprayed the primer, because I didn't have time. I did it like 10 o'clock last night. It feels right. If you feel this, you can't feel a dent anywhere in here. You can't feel edges. You can't feel these ripples in the center of it like you can this. And then on this dent, I left it completely bare. I put a dent. This was a harder dent out of all of them because I put it right on the body line. I started bumping it last night, and I left this so you guys can see that when you spread filler, you can't see an edge. Like this, you can see this edge right here. If you can see an edge, you can feel the edge. So I went ahead and I blended these edges back. You can't see these edges, so that tells me right now by looking at this, I'm not going to feel them. So then if you guys come up and you run your hand through this one rather than this one will feel, if you guys want to, this one is smooth. This is how it should feel. Besides the scratch right here, because I didn't get to fix that last night. But comparing it to this one, you'll see the difference from what filler should be. And then that's what brings us to the primer gun, which is, it's just a bigger tipped gun. This gun has a 1/8 tip that just allows heavier materials because primer's a filler. Shoot, the tip came right out. This is a 1/8 tip. It allows for a lot heavier material, which is what primer is. It fills your sand scratches, it's what it's there for. And that's why I sprayed this, so I could show you guys this yesterday, or I'll show you guys this today. And then that brings us to, once you have this done, you need to block sand your primer back to make your primer feel right. And then it would help if I had some guide coat, which would be you use like a darker color primer just in a rattle can, just spray paint, what a lot of people would call it by. You just guide it over here, so then when you start sanding this back, if there's low spots, the primer, the darker color will stay there, so you know where your highs and lows are, so you know where to fill. So then you would sand this like this, you'd find all your highs and lows, and when you're sanding this, you want to go on a 45 down the edge of the panel, because if you go straight up and down and someone looks down a car, you've ever seen waves on the side of a car, because they go straight up and down, you can't hide them. It's just an optical illusion. If you're looking down a car, and the dents are going this way, well, you're looking straight down, so you lose the dent. You can't see it with your perception. You have to feel it. So that's why you go on a 45 rather than just going straight. And once you get this feeling good, you move on to the next, which would be a base coat gun, which I brought this gun in. This is the gun that I bought when I won my scholarship money. This is a $600 gun. It has a 1/4 tip, which is made for spraying a lot finer materials. It won't spray as heavy, and it's not as fast. Which a lot of problems that I found out when I bought this gun is this gun, being a $600 gun, costs you more in the long run once you buy it than just buying a cheap gun. Because this gun does not get the airflow like these cheap guns do. They get you. These guns have to have higher flow inlet, and it's a pain to get them to spray the base coat like you could with a cheap gun. But, so then once you get this all, where you can get it to feeling right, which if you guys want, you can come up and feel it, where there's still lows right here, right on all these edges. But these, I gotta keep blocking these back until you can't feel them.
Anybody else want to come up and?
I mean, they should feel like this does right here. It's right here you can feel these edges. You have to block until these are gone, until it feels smooth, feels right. There's no edges. And then